the supplement and generally consumable market clothing. And we are really the leaders of the space.
You basically removed all the barriers of entry.
We will actually help you to build that product without any investment from your side.
What's the path from idea to sale?
There's no simple solution existing in the market that allows you to do it. We saw the opportunity and potential in the market. If executed in the right way, it could be a very, very beneficial for many, many merchants.
Martins Lasmanis is the co-founder and CEO of Supliful, and he's turning CPG on its head. Supliful lets you launch on-trend consumables with no minimum order quantities, AI formulation, and lightning-fast fulfillment. His company lets you build, test, and scale starting today. The biggest reason some businesses fail, it's not necessarily because of a strategic reason or product. It's because of founder burnout. What were some things that you've learned in that journey that's been helpful for you?
Extra effort needs to be put in, but I'd say the single most important thing is having.
I am so excited about this episode because the supplements market is exploding, and it's actually not just growing, the growth is compounding. Before this episode, I was doing a little bit of research, and global dietary supplements last year hit $192 billion. And they're actually projected to grow around 9% a year until 2033. And for those of you who know the math on investments, when you grow something 9% a year, in 8 years, it doubles. So not only is it massive right now, but it's projected to double in roughly the next 8 years. Some other crazy numbers, roughly 75% of Americans are taking some type of a supplement. And one of the most important things right now for Shopify brands is speed and SKU iteration are now what's deciding the winners, which is why I was in San Diego a couple months ago for a Commerce Roundtable. And my guest today, he's staring at me, he's chomping at the bit, ready to go, but I want to give a little bit of background. I saw him up on stage, and he's the co-founder and CEO of a company called Supliful, which helps brands get supplements to market faster, which we're going to, of course, get into. And a couple of things really stood out to me is they don't have minimum order requirements. They have, I think, 150 plus private label products. They have a Shopify integration, which I think he might even show a little bit here today. And they can fulfill really fast. I think 2 to 5 days fulfillment, which is amazing. Sometimes you do these things with offshore companies and it takes weeks to get to customers. So I got excited. All of our listeners know that I ran stores for a large portion of my life. And when I saw Supliful, my mind just went, man, I want to start a brand again and use Supliful. So I had to have him on. Martins, thank you so much for coming on the show. Can you give us a quick explanation of what is Supliful? How does it work? Give me the high level overview of it.
Yeah, Jay, thanks a lot for having me, and it's great to spread the word about Supliful, and I think we're having an interesting conversation today. So yeah, I run Supliful, and we help Shopify merchants to launch and grow their supplements, skincare, coffee, and even pet care products without the risk of inventory, seamless integration to their stores, and all the products delivered nationwide within 1 to 2 business days in the US market. And as you mentioned, yeah, the supplement and generally consumable market is exploding. And we are really the leaders of the space by helping merchants to experiment with new SKUs faster, introduce new SKUs in the market much faster, and do it with a very low lift and high impact on their business operation in terms of top line revenue.
So just to put it in real simple terms, I could come up with an idea for a supplement. Let's say I'm a brand, I'm an influencer, I maybe have a following in a certain area. I come up with a concept. Does your team work with actually creating let's say I wanted to make some type of a greens mix meant for office work. I'm not a high performance athlete, but I want a certain greens mix. Would your team actually help with the ingredients and building it as well?
Yeah, so I think this is a good transition where, if you allow me, I'll share my screen and give you a demo, because I think that is the best way how people can really see how Supliful operates, what are the building blocks behind our infrastructure, and really kind of show you an end-to-end demo.
I would love to.
Couple of minutes.
I would love to see it. And for those listening on the audio version of this podcast, just make sure you head over to our YouTube channel and you'll be able to see this. But Martin's, talk through it and kind of visually explain what you're showing, and then if people are listening, I'm sure they'll get it. So, but yes, let's.
Yeah,
I'd love to see it.
I'll show you two elements of Supliful. So what we just recently did, we recently launched a product called LaunchMagic AI. And basically it's a product formulator that allows merchants, store owners, either to create a fully custom formulation totally from scratch for not existing store,
Mhm.
or create an upsell case for an existing store. And in this, now in the demo, and also one of our clients is a chill pill, which is like a gadget. And what we did, we helped them develop their own unique sleep formulation with this approach. So, how the AI works is either you describe it your own needs of a specific supplement, or you add your website and you say, create an upsell product relevant to this store.
This is crazy.
What the AI will do, it will go into the website, understand kind of what is the target audience, and come up with suggestions of what that brand, that specific gadget can upsell as a supplement.
And you just gave it the website URL here, but you could probably give demographic information too. Like my
Yeah,
customers are 60 to 70 years old from a certain region. Like that would probably enhance it even more, I imagine.
exactly. You can give it more information and you can give it more details so it better
Crazy.
understands what, by looking both. So, what are the components and why we are able to do this? Is that we have built a manufacturer network here in the US. We have 6 live producers. We are adding more in the back end. We've collected all their manufacturing capabilities on what type of ingredients they have, packaging types, what are
Mhm.
their costs, lead times, etc. So we are very providing a very close to reality product concept. So, all right, he's not able to. This is still a bit rough around the edges, the AI tool, because we keep upgrading. It's in a closed beta.
Well, and you really gave it very minimal context there too, right? So
Yes,
I
as
can
well.
imagine. Okay,
But
here we go.
you see, he's trying to not trying, but he's like, as you saw in the website, they have like a sleep supplement there
Hmm.
already. And basically, this is what he's suggesting to create to a formulation to help you unwind at night. And
Okay, so
uh,
on the website is a gut. Can you go back to the website for one quick second?
yeah,
So this
yeah,
is like a better sleep brain gut pill, right?
yes, exactly this
And
one. Yeah,
it's analyzing and recommending that a good add-on is
yeah,
potentially one just for sleep.
yes,
But
yes,
it's called the
yes,
chill pill slumber. It even comes up with a
yes.
name for it.
Yes, exactly. And now it is creating the formulation, is breaking down the production cost, the retail price, and the potential
Oh my goodness.
gross profit. It will get you to a lead time, minimum order quantity, and batch cost. The thing, what we are
Huh.
using here is it will take you basically anywhere between 3, 6 to 12 months to create a custom formulation, exchanging emails back and forth with a product formulator with some manufacturer. We are condensing this to a couple of prompts, right?
That is wild.
Now, while this AI is creating these products, oh,
So
he is actually,
it has come up with the key benefits, your product listing, price breakdowns, your cost of goods, gross profit, suggested retail price. Is it for suggested retail price? Is it doing an analysis of competitors, or is that just kind of based off of cost of goods and a markup calculation?
so it explains under this
Oh, I see.
information bubble what are the why this specific
So
retail
this
price.
this price puts it as a premium sleep
Yes,
pill. Yes. Okay.
yes, yeah, and that should also generate the image, the product image as well. Now
Jeez.
we go through all the ingredients, what are in there. You can get like why that specific ingredient is being picked. This also has been validated with the manufacturer network product formulators, and they're saying, okay, this is actually pretty close on what they're doing. Not pretty close, but very close. So making their job much more easier. And then it also explains the sleep supplement market trends. And looking at that,
Wow.
and you see, he even kind of tried to pull data from the branding, etc. So
Yeah.
this is an actual product that we are able to produce. Now, what this says is that you would need to invest like anywhere between 30 to 50K of money to launch this product. Now, what we are doing here is, but hey, how about you try to launch an on-demand product which has 74% match and really like before getting into a fully custom product, try to launch a product that is very relevant
Oh, I see. These are
already
products.
today.
These are
And
products that I got you. They exist, and you
and
can
these
just
are
put your branding on it.
yes, exactly. And I'll demonstrate how easy it is. So this product is a sleep support product. You can use like a Canva editor
Oh, to
to
go.
design the label.
Oh my goodness,
So you'll go in there, you just like
this is
pick a
insane.
color. You can change the logos. Of course, all this is compliant, and we review all the labels in the backend. We make sure that there are no.
So as long as you keep the format and template here, it meets the legal requirements of like I don't know the mark that well. There has to be size of font, I imagine, and warnings and all that.
Yes, all that is compliant. And once you upload this new product back to Supliful, your design label, we have a first of all, we have already like a technical limitation so that like I don't know the dimensions are matching, and then the team
Hmm.
for legal professionals check the claims, so it doesn't that
Hmm.
it's like I don't know it says that it's whatever
Yes.
COVID or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there are no
Who's
or
I imagine I'd if I'm building this sleep support one here, I take on all legal responsibility that I'd have to sign off on
yeah,
something.
that's a very good question. So in a nutshell, we have shipped out more than million packages nationwide, and there's has been no claims on any of our products.
Hmm.
We take quality extremely serious. But that being said, it's recommended that basically everyone gets a product liability insurance. So us as a platform, the producers have it, and we suggest that the sellers also have a product liability insurance because essentially they can go after every involved party in the chain.
Yeah.
But yeah, to continue
So
the demo,
yeah, is it okay if I ask questions as you go along here? Because
yes, let's
I
go.
probably won't. I probably won't remember today because there's something. Okay, so on the ingredients, so the previous one where it actually came up with the ingredients, if you made that exactly as it was right there, is it should I get a third party to validate that it's healthy or okay or it does this meet the requirements of the FDA or however it gets approved?
Yeah, very relevant question. So, first of all, once before that product is being published, they are all being tested against in a lab, making sure that what is claimed on the label is actually in the product. And then for these products that we have in this white label catalog, which is more than 180 different products, every single one of them have certificates of analysis.
Hmm.
Again, really like proving what is claimed on this label is actually in those products.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So
So
and we
can I
collect
ask?
all
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
and we collect all the certificates for the manufacturers. We make sure that they are FDA registered, they have NSF, they have CMGP certificates. So the bar for us for the bar for a manufacturer to become a partner on Supliful is very high because we understand that these are products that people ingest, and it's
Yeah.
very important to ensure that the quality is there.
Are there thresholds to protect someone from building something that could potentially be dangerous? For example, if I wanted to build a sports drink and I wanted it to have 500 milligrams of caffeine per serving, something along those lines, is there
Yeah.
ranges of each ingredient that you can't go over or?
Yes, 100%. There, as I mentioned, this is a product formulator. So all the knowledge that the product formulator has in a manufacturer facility, it's been fed to this AI. So
Mhm.
basically, it understands concept, it understands limitation, it understands why a specific ingredient cannot be more than the other.
Mm.
So, of course, those limitations are baked into that context of this AI.
Okay. Interesting.
Um,
Amazing.
so yeah, coming back, basically, we generated a label, a fully custom label, and then this is a demo store on Shopify. You see the products already on Shopify, and
So what have
someone
you
can
done here
buy
in
the
the back end?
product.
So there's a Supliful app that
Yeah,
connects to your
exactly.
Shopify
There's
store.
two ways how you can connect to your Shopify store. The best way is you register on Supliful, and then you go to your My Stores page, and basically you would click on a link. You see this is already like
Yeah.
linked, but you can click on a new store. I'm not logged in here on the Shopify account, but if you would be
Yeah.
linked on your Shopify account, you would click install and boom, boom, that's it. You're done. You don't need to do anything. Then you just would publish products.
And once it's in Shopify, if you needed to modify and change, or I imagine you can, or does that break any sync?
No, you can change like descriptions on Shopify and you can
Like,
change pricing, etc.
where's the source of truth for, like, do you recommend you keep like product descriptions and titles updated in Supliful, or can you modify that all in Shopify? Like, say you changed everything on the app, the name, the title, the description, it still syncs because it's tying to the product ID, I imagine.
Yeah, so syncing doesn't happen automatically. You manually trigger the syncing. So
Okay.
you can change descriptions on Shopify end. Usually that's what happens, that people change descriptions on Shopify end. And sometimes they forget that it's synced to Supliful and then all of these descriptions or their previous descriptions are erased. That's why we have like a trigger warning once a product is published. If you really push a new product, are you certain that this won't change the existing listing?
Yeah, I gotcha. And then now when someone places an order, how does the shipping and fulfillment and all that work?
Yeah. So at this point, when someone buys the product, the information through Supliful is routed either to our own facility in Denver, Colorado, or to one of our 6 partners nationwide, where we prepare, pack, and ship that order to your end consumer within 1 to 3 business days. That's including
Amazing.
fulfillment and shipment. So basically, if your customer places an order on Monday or someone buys a product on Monday, the person should receive it already by Thursday, Friday.
Wow. And is it just in the United States?
Currently, yeah, we operate only in the United States. We have international shipping, but this is mostly meant for like ordering samples, figuring out whether these products fit the needs that you're looking for. But yeah, it seamlessly works now in the US because from country to country, we have different regulation and you need to localize manufacturing and we are not at that scale yet, so it will take probably some 18 to 24 months to get there.
Yeah. So is it different? These are the ingredients, that the pre-made one that you put your branding on. If I created my custom supplement, there must be some lead time for that. And then is there, well, first of all, what is how does that work? What is the lead time for that? Oh, it says down
yeah
here.
so
Okay, so
yeah,
6
so
to 8
lead
weeks.
time would be 6 to 8 weeks once we confirm that you're ready to move on with the custom formulation. That custom formulation will come with like a 10% commitment from top amount of what the batch costs, so that we are working with qualified leads. Otherwise, we are spending a lot of resources and time with people that are not serious about the business. So, from your side, if you want to create a custom formulation, it's still a relatively small commitment to make. But once we are there, we finalize the full formulation, and the lead time would be within the shown range here in the formulator.
Well, it makes sense because you're building something that is custom for that merchant.
Yeah, and that's why we suggest always to potentially start with some products that are already in the on demand catalog. Prove that, okay, I can get the audience going. I have picked the right niche. I understand how the funnels convert. Like, I can drive traffic. The tests seem to be working, and then double down kind of on a fully custom formula. And if you are there, we see that you drive volume, we will actually help you to build that product without any investment from your side.
What's the breakdown of percentage of your merchants using Supliful that are using the pre-built supplements versus custom built ones?
So most of the brands have are selling pre-built products from the catalog. We have, I think, 3, 4 top merchants that we have built fully custom formulations, and they are not even available on the platform.
Okay. I mean,
Right.
obviously it's the larger brands because there is the cost up front for those. Is it established supplement brands, or are you seeing new brands coming into the supplement space because you basically removed all the barriers of entry? Like you could be a F1 race car driver who has a supplement brand
Yeah.
now. And I guess that's the
So
whole idea, right?
yeah, so our bread and butter at the moment is really to help those smaller ones to upstart, to get to 10K in revenue, to get to 20K in revenue. And as we develop our capabilities, as we strengthen our manufacturing network, we expect to move up market. So you can think of us as Shopify in 2010,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
every little shop was building on Shopify, and now today they are the top, enterprise grade brands want to be on Shopify ecosystem.
Yeah.
So we are following kind of the same strategy. So to answer your question, we are more focused on self starters, on people that want to build their own brand.
What are the best steps? Can you walk us through kind of like some a path from idea to first sale? Take I'll just use me as an example. Say I have an idea for something related to gut health and I want to first test it, prove it, and I have, I've got a brand, I've got a following, but like what's the path from idea to sale? Obviously, it's not going jumping right in and building the formula. There's some steps between that you probably see your more successful merchants doing. What does that look like?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things that we see are working very well. Number one is, as you say, figuring out your need, figuring
Hmm.
out to whom you are selling, because people are not buying products.
Right.
People are
Right.
buying the information, they're buying the story, they're buying something beyond the product. And that's with everything. It's like
Yeah.
branding 101, right?
Yeah.
Number two is a combination of an influencer and a e-commerce operator, meaning someone that has a reach that can get that initial engine going. At the same time, you have that digital marketing knowledge, how to build out the right funnels, have the post checkout purchase sequences set up, email sequence, abandoned cart email. So all these like technical nitty gritty things to leverage on that reach.
Mm.
So this is a profile that's been working very well. And last, like a third direction that just recently we are noticing is like a funnel type advertorials. Seems to
Mm.
be working across many brands, and I can give a sneak peek. We will soon launch direct integration with ClickFunnels.
Mm.
So it will mean that you can build a funnel on ClickFunnels and publish already products on ClickFunnels, and have those that audience check out and
Amazing.
subscribe to your products.
Is it right now? Does your client base, is it look like a lot of Shopify stores, or is it influencers, social media? Where are the majority of them selling right now?
Yeah, 99% are Shopify stores where most of our revenue also comes from. But then those Shopify stores, again, they are utilizing different type of funnels, how they are capturing the traffic they're sending to the website. So what I said just now is some are using like different funnel apps that lead them to just a checkout page or just a product page on Shopify without landing them in a Shopify
A traditional
website.
store, but they end up
Yeah,
in the checkout. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So we're seeing that is working. We have a direct TikTok integration, and then soon we're gonna support one brand to launch and do live shopping with on TikTok. And TikTok, I think, is a very still untapped channel, and we keep also improving our integration with the platform. But Shopify, I'd still say, is the major channel.
Yeah.
What I can add on top here is that we are noticing a lot of spillover effects, meaning like a person goes to a Shopify store, we goes through a funnel, and then they go search for that product on Amazon. And this is through for main reasons. Two main reasons is like first of all, they feel I think that it's much more safe because Amazon like
Mm.
collects specifically extra
Hmm.
information about the product. Second,
Hmm.
many of the users have Prime, and
Mm.
that's why many of our like top 10, top 20 sellers are placing like FBA bulk orders, whatever, shipping 200, 300 orders to Amazon.
Mm.
And we facilitate all that process seamlessly. It's like, again, 3-click process and product is shipped to Amazon.
Doesn't have to go to the merchant. It goes from you directly to the
To Amazon,
FBA
yeah.
to Amazon, and
Yeah,
then they can
we ship it
fulfill.
to
So
FBA, and then yeah, it happens all automatically. Of course, you as a merchant, you need to create a listing on Amazon. We support you with documentation, etc., etc., etc. We make sure that like you're compliant with the Amazon guidelines.
yeah.
But that's for the first order. The next order is just on automatic.
Has there been any challenges getting approved, or like, or products getting disapproved from Amazon, or is that general, as long as you follow the recommended steps and guidelines, is it generally okay?
Yes, there have been a couple of challenges for specific SKUs.
Yeah.
Now, how we work that through is we provide with the extra information. We instantly send over the additional lab tests that are necessary for them to evaluate the product,
Wow.
and we respond quickly and then make sure that the issue is resolved as soon as possible.
So that's all available to a merchant using Supliful, like
Yeah,
the lab tests that Amazon would
yeah,
require.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's a
yeah, yeah.
huge benefit.
Yeah, yeah. So look, like my background, where this stems from, I guess. So I
Yeah.
was in the e-commerce space for almost a decade, and we started as co-founders of the previous company. We were shipping home decor products, posters in the
Mm.
US market. And we started from zero. We bootstrapped the business. 5 years, we got to like 2 million, almost 2 million in revenue per year. And then in 2020, we successfully sold the business. But what we use in the back end was all of these on demand printing, on demand companies.
Yeah.
So we kind of understood how
Mm.
they work. We understand what the benefits are, and we were our customers.
Yeah.
We and it stemmed from our own like need. Okay, let's like launch a supplement brand, but there's no like simple solution existing in the market that allows you to do it. So we kind of were the experience and facing the market allowed us to kind of create this unique combination because we saw the opportunity and potential in the market to if executed in the right way could be a very beneficial for many merchants all over the world. And we just started building, and here we are today.
You're basically Printful, but for supplements.
Yes,
Like,
and not even supplements, but I'd say broader for consumables.
yeah.
So we carry 4 categories. Supplements is the biggest category, but we do have coffees, we have skincare products, we have pet care products. We will add more and more categories.
How does someone go about becoming an ingredient too? Like, I imagine you must have, like, you've got generic ingredients, but in the supplement world, there are, and actually a close friend of mine is works for an ingredient company that they're on the label of a number of things. Like,
Yeah.
it's a prebiotic gut health powder, but now it's in bars and it's in, and it's so how do there must be, is there proprietary, do you have access to some, like, all the same ingredients that other supplement brands would have access to?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's about sourcing the ingredients and what the manufacturer has already in that network. So, as an example, very popular ingredient is KSM 66 ashwagandha, right? So, it's one of the most
Hmm.
popular,
Hmm.
branded ingredients in the world. So, yeah, you can add that ingredient to your formulation. We have free access to that. It boils down to then your ability to properly communicate that ingredient because that
Right.
comes with a price premium.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
you need to look at your stack of advertisings, how your funnels work and all that, and how you package your bundles to make sure that that branded ingredient gives that additional lift for you to increase the average order value.
Yeah. What's the what's the trendiest supplement right now that you're seeing? I mean, I personally I have all like the mushroom, the lion's mane, and all this stuff. But like, what are you seeing from your
Yes.
end that like is like on the cusp coming up?
Yeah. So what is coming up very fast in gummy space is anything that is related to GLP-1 support.
That's gut
Meaning people
support.
that, yeah, got support, just like people that are taking the GLP-1, treatment,
Mm,
they need some additional, they have side effects. So to reduce those side effects, they're taking supplements. So that is a
hmm.
very, very exploding trend. Of course, creatine is the biggest research supplement in the world. And I think there's tons of opportunities for different smaller niches where creatine could be marketed. And not only as strength and muscle supplement, but also brain health and focus supplement, and also for females. So you have ingredient, but you have one ingredient, but it can actually be marketed to 10 different niches. And that's the kind of also beauty about Supliful is that you can experiment with these different niches with zero risk.
Right. So I'm actually there's a few podcasts I listen to that I now that you mentioned creatine, I hear them promoting they have a supplement or a gummy that has it's actually so meant for women. I think it might be Amy Porterfield. I can't remember who does it, but anyways, it's a creatine in it for brain support, not
Yeah,
for has
yeah,
nothing to do with muscles. Yeah, that's
yeah.
interesting.
And the thing is that there is so many people, so many niches that can be like even $1 million business per year with a single person with very low lift because we
Yeah.
do all the operations for you.
Wow. Any advice on how to find these trends, or is that like that's the secret sauce that you got to do your own, or do you have any tips on? I mean, there's obviously Google Trends and pay attention to social and that, but any other way to dig deeper?
Yeah, a good resource is exploding topics. So they just collect and aggregate leads all across the internet and showing what kind of trends exist. You can follow.
I haven't looked at
I've
this before.
seen Yeah, I've seen that recently Alex Fedotov, which is a very well-known performance marketer, he's posting a lot around like what kind of brands are printing money, and basically he's pulling that information from Facebook ads, or rather Meta ads database,
So,
on what topics are growing.
judging by exploding topics, if you could make a gut health supplement for people who play pickleball,
Yeah,
that's
exactly. That's the
there
point.
you go. Yeah,
That's the point.
wild.
And you pick that niche and you go to the LaunchMagic formulator, you get your custom formula, and you check first, okay, I can launch quickly, test if that resonates with weaker ingredients, with 70% match of on-demand product. And I can instantly test the market. And if I see if the market works, then I double down on the custom formula.
Wild. Okay, if someone's listening right now and they want to try it, what is involved? Is there monthly fees for the is it a commission based? Like can anyone do it? Do you have to be on a certain plan of Shopify? Like what does everyone need to know if they want to try this tomorrow?
Yeah, so we'll leave in the comments two links. So one is LaunchMagic AI, and it's the custom product formulator that can then lead you to the Supliful platform itself. It's currently under closed beta version, so
Okay.
you need to be super serious about wanting to launch a custom formulation. And our team will jump on a call with you, walk you through this, and figure out what are the best next steps. And second option is to register on supliful.com, where you have paid subscription from $29 to $349, which is the business tier, the highest tier, and just start playing around with the platform, choose different products. As I showed in the demo, it's seamless integration with Shopify, at the same time also with TikTok. And we'll have a special offer, I think, for you
Oh,
guys that are listening to this. So I think we'll be adding that to the comments. So we will offer you a business subscription plan, which is $349 per month for $49 for the plan price. So the
amazing.
$349 subscription is basically a handheld onboarding support, Like we'll do the integration for you. We'll do one label design concept for you. We'll walk you through the integration, onboarding, etc. So it's kind of a white glove, semi white
Wow.
glove service with high touch account management.
Amazing. We love offers. We'll definitely make sure to include that in the show notes for everyone listening. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Before we run out of time here, I want to fire a couple kind of quick questions. Actually, one question I wanted to run by you. I'm a founder as well. You're a founder. Actually, I feel like our paths are somewhat similar. I ran online stores since 1998, so I was an online store owner for 15 years, and then started Bold, and we started building apps. You are well, you also have an app, but you're little bit different, but similar path in life. I have two young kids. You have three young kids?
Yes.
Three, right? I just bumped into, actually, only just an hour before this episode, your article on Entrepreneur Insider. What was it? What was there
Should
was an
be.
article around, what was it called? Entrepreneur Business Insider. Sorry, that was it.
Yeah.
About, working 16-hour days, building this business, the dad guilt that you struggled with. A lot of our listeners are also founders and probably are going through some of the same challenges. It's not easy building a business. What were some things that you've learned in that journey that maybe you can share that's been helpful for you?
Yeah, like there have been 16-hour days. And of course, as with all articles, it's somewhat exaggeration. It's not like I have every day a 16-hour day, but of course, extra effort needs to be put in. But I'd
Mm,
say the single most important thing is have rigorous discipline and a routine.
mm,
So I have a very detailed routine that I follow. And I noticed how relocating from Europe to the US just 3 months ago with all my family and everything is like starting life from zero. I noticed how that routine got disturbed, and I noticed how my performance started to diminish. I got more angrier, less focused. I couldn't perform at the top of the level I'm expecting to be performing. And so yeah, it's staying extremely disciplined and having a routine. Now, I can explain my routine, but every person needs to find out their own routine, what works
mhm.
for them. But what I do is I get to the office every day. So I don't work from home. It's unproductive for me. I have my coffee in the morning. I journal. So every day I write what happened in the previous day. Then I do a workout. So basically, middle of the day, like 1, 12 p.m., I go to the gym and I sweat. Then after that, I take a cold shower. And last, I don't eat. So I eat only once per day. So after this routine has passed, I will go home to dinner with my family, sit down and have my first meal.
Wow.
Now
You're
and that works for me. I can't like tell you what's working for you.
mm.
That routine was disrupted and my life become extremely difficult. And the single most part of this whole routine was exercising. I think it's a critical, like, and my exercises are like a bit intense. Like I do these high intensity trainings. It's like
Hit.
40
Yeah.
minutes where you get like sweat out and it's like almost unloads all your negative
Toxins and
thoughts.
everything else. So yeah. Yeah.
Yes. And on top of that, after that intense workout, you go into a cold shower and that
Mhm.
generates dopamine for your brain.
Do you find that's that exercise is like the pillar that is on? If you don't exercise, then you stop maybe eating well and you don't sleep as well. You don't, but it's like it's a domino effect and they all fall. But like for me anyway, I feel that way, that if I want to eat better, instead of trying to eat better, I'll just exercise more and then I naturally eat better. And if I'm not sleeping well, instead of trying to overly stress about getting good sleep, I just exercise more and I just get better sleep. It's like the foundation that it all kind of stands on.
I think so. At least for me, like exercising is a critical part of the whole routine, and I think it's something primal as well. I guess. I mean, we went out, we hunted, we moved, we got our thoughts out, and it's something that just I think needs to be done because we are living in this like such a Your dopamine gets triggered constantly from emails, from messages, from everything, and you need that reset.
It's wild to think that the biggest reason some businesses fail, like some people like listening right now, it's not necessarily because of a strategic reason or product. It's because of founder burnout, and it's because of founder nutrition, sleep, exercise, mental state. But you can have the best product and the best niche doing everything well, but if those aren't taken care of, it falls apart. And I so thankful you brought that up because it's so relevant. And we just kind of put that on the back burner sometimes. We go like, "Oh, that's I want business advice. I want like Shopify advice." But like it all falls apart without that.
Yes, and it's your ability to live with your decisions.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, look, it's only yourself. There's no one. Like you are born one and you will die one. And as long as you will like understand and internalize that every decision you made, you did it truthful to yourself, you're good.
That's good advice. What would you like to leave the listeners with here? One last kind of bit of advice on anything related to Supliful, to business, to Shopify, to any last thing you want to leave them with.
I think this is just an amazing opportunity to build. There's
Mhm.
tons of tools around, starting from AI tools, abstracting from physical products to even Supliful, that allows get to that American dream and achieve the things that you want to do. And we are here kind of to support you, because if you're successful, all of you are successful, we are successful as well. And that's the only thing for me to be here, is to serve your success.
I love it. And you know what? If you're listening and you're thinking, well, the supplements market seems oversaturated, it's doubling in the next 8 years. It's early. There's still tons of opportunity to get in. And I would say never before in history has there been a time that you could test and try 12 different supplements on your store in the next year and with almost no cost. Like that would be millions of dollars if I said I want to rapidly test 12 different types of supplements that I'm selling with my product mix. It was never possible before, but well, it is a crazy time to be alive and take advantage of it.
Yeah.
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 Where can
And
people
not
where can
even
people
next year, but tomorrow.
now? Yes. Yes. And speaking of which, I was going to ask you where to send people, but you mentioned the best place to go to get started. Sorry, what was it? Was it again? It was not supplemental, but the
LaunchMagic.ai, and then also
LaunchMagic.ai.
Supliful.com.
Okay.
We will also have links in the description. And yeah, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, Martins Lasmanis, or on X.com. That's where I mostly are able to answer any type of questions. So I'm super responsive. I need to know if there's shit going on in the background that things need to be fixed. Because again, the only single purpose is to serve your success. And if you are successful, then we are successful. And that's what it's all about.
Amazing. Martins, thank you so much. I learned a ton. I know our listeners did as well. Thank you so much for giving us your time. And I wish you all the best. I think what you're doing is amazing. Keep it up. Can't wait to see where you take it in a few years. It was inspiring when I saw you in San Diego and even more inspired now. So thank you.
Thanks, Jay, for having me, and hope everyone had a great listen.